I was watching a show, Life Below Zero. They have five people out in Alaska and they're all trying to stay alive. I just thought of a reality show about, about the floor and about trading. It was more about trading than anything else. I thought about my family. I go, God, I think we have a cool story to tell. The Sullivans. Started thinking about all the stories, and not just the stories on the floor, but off the floor.
What is the movie about?
The first script I wrote was called The Floor. Okay, and The Floor was written as a TV series. Well, actually, it was written as a movie, but then Michael and I, let's we can have a movie. We can also take that same script and put it into a TV series and just have the pilot in the first episode. My vision, my goal or whatever you want to call it, was always to have a TV series. Always, because you just cannot put what I experience in a 90-minute movie. It's impossible. It's almost impossible to do in a 10-year TV series either. I've got great advice from a woman that another producer, and she recommended to me, make a movie. And then if the movie is a good, very good, outstanding featured film, then you go to the streamers and you try to sell the TV series. So it was tough, had to give up that part because I just worked so hard. And I decided, okay, I'm going to write a movie now called The Opening Bell, because remember, the first one was The Floor. Fictional characters with real stories. Basically, it's about a Irish family like myself, because it's called they're the Farrells, and they adopt a black girl in the early 60s. Again, remember, fictional characters. This is not a real story. And she becomes obviously extremely close with mom and dad. In the meantime, my father is going from Chicago to Philadelphia. As Mickey grows older, in the script, there's trading scenes, that I have on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange. As I told Michael countless times, I just want the trading scenes to be as authentic as possible. That is the ultimate goal. So then Mickey comes back from college, and she has no interest in going on the floor. And she visits the floor from one of her brothers, and then she falls in love with the floor. And I have more trading scenes in there, and she blossoms, and myself and my two brothers, again, fictional characters, are in these trading scenes and are in the storyline. And then after Philadelphia, they decide to go to Chicago, and Mickey, and again, it's not really hard to explain, but I do a fast forward where now she's in her late 30s, early 40s, and she's working on the CBOE. My other brother's on the CBOT, and she decides to make this major move off the floor and create a hedge fund. And again, a lot of tension in the family doing that. And again, I don't want to give the ending away. So she starts a hedge fund while there's still the trading going on the floor and all the craziness on the floor. And Mickey is I have two favorite characters. She's one of them. And it's a very heartwarming story, but also a story that tells the real life of being on the floor. I always compare it to Yellowstone. So Yellowstone is one of my favorite series. Yellowstone is, again, it's not about the mountains. It's not about lassoing or the cows or the horses and all the cowboys. It's about one thing and one thing only, and that's the ranch. So you have the ranch, and then everything blossoms from the ranch. That's where all the storylines go from. So I compare what I'm doing. The floor is the hub. It's the seed, and then everything blossoms off the floor. And that's how I'm doing the both, again, with the movie and then with the TV series. So basically what I'm saying is the main character in Yellowstone is the ranch. The main character in both the movie and TV series is the floor. And then I just add the story to that, the storylines, I should say, to that.
Where are you in the process of making the movie?
Right now, we are in pre-development. So we have a production company, Yale Entertainment, and that's where Michael is the producer. And we have a director attached to the movie, Michael Day. And as of today, we are raising capital for the movie. So right now, everything's in place. We're just raising the capital right now.
So right now, yes, we're considered in development on the opening bell. People don't realize the process to get there, but in the end, he has his scripts set that he's massaged over time. He has a preliminary budget done. He has attachments that are important behind the scene, director, composer, line producer, a production company he's learned about, get comfortable with. And now at this point, it's the funding and then attaching talent is the steps we're at now, next.
How does the talent part work for something like this?
First, it's obviously not easy getting to this point, but making a film, and in this case, we have this network of talent and people we work with. So once you have a script you could be proud of, which we are, I'm beyond excited for this opening bell. I mean, it hasn't been tapped into yet. No one's dove into this way. You see the excitement when Danny introduces to me people from the world. They're just like, you see it in their eyes. They just have that look. So that helps sell. You need a story to interest people. So we have the people to put it in front of. And basically, and I don't know if this is what you were getting at, John, if it's chicken or the egg, but yes, you need to have funding to get talent. Obviously, getting talent helps you get funding. But a lot of our processes, we can look at a talent list of who we think is appropriate. Unfortunately, we have a sales division, so they can say, hey, we know all these markets, the genre, something fresh like this and exciting that can attract all audiences. And with this talent, this is what it looks like. So yes, your budget's in the right place or not. And then you can attract lenders and investors in the right way and give them the right information and then attach this talent. And once you know you have that caliber of talent attached, then the lenders or investors know you kept your word, that's what you're doing, and then you go forward and you have a great project knowing you went into it, backing into the budget the right way.
I don't know if you've heard the expression space in the entertainment world. No one's in this space right now. Zero. When it comes to the floor. Mike Day, the director, is extremely excited about this. I mean, he's just extremely excited. Yeah, and he's an up and coming director. He's working on two movies right now. He's had two or three in the last Michael, 2 years.
I mean, he's our head of production. He just directed two great films with phenomenal talent. He's on location at two of our productions now, three of them actually. So yeah, he has the experience behind and in front of the camera.
So he's all on board and he understands about the space that is completely empty, that's ready to be filled. And that's kind of where, again, this movie or TV series, we can get to that later. But once we get one done, we feel it is definitely going to be, like a domino effect of doing more. And that includes documentaries, reality shows. And again, when we get to it, I can tell you what's going on with the TV series.
And Danny, just to interject, like Yale obviously is beyond supportive, but when you get the director like that, someone who's doing well and they loved it like he does. He gets so excited about your project, and it's unbelievable. So it is a good feeling and validation, I guess,
Absolutely.
of the hard work on your creative process.
How does the money part work for movies?
To me, it's any business you go into. It's understanding the process and approaching it the right way. I think it helps. I wasn't from the entertainment industry, so a lot of my clients, lenders, investors, I get where they're coming from. And what was important is I practiced on myself first and learned it and learned there is a difference. We're an indie feature film production company, and there's a lot of them out there. But it takes a lot to get it to a certain level, get to work with certain talent and get your films on the right platforms. What's important is what's offered. We care about our people being made whole because we want to keep working with them over and over. And you look at our film credits, you see the same names, and that's what's important. A lot of films will just want to get it done. I get their excitement, but I need to look at myself in the morning, and so do we, and I want people to have a good experience. That being said, Yale goes beyond often than a lot of indie companies as far as, a lot of companies use senior debt of some type. They can use equity. They can use tax credit loans. Every state, country offers different programs of where you can get money back to help your film. So it's a combination of that that'll work. With Danny's case on the opening bell, it's exciting because, if we raise about 5 for his film, that can be against worldwide sales. And then on addition, in this case, we can get a good film tax credit and loan against that as well. So that's collateralized for someone. So it's things that have collateral ways so you feel more comfortable. It's all about mitigating risk. Having the teams behind that know how to do it right from the get-go and be efficient. Having a director like Mike Day who knows the business side in the front. So now, again, it's all about, to me, mitigating and being cost efficient and getting these returns. And our deals also have set terms so people have an idea of the timing. It's not like whenever. I enjoy that we get our clients their money back, their 10, 15, 20%, whatever the premium was on that specific deal. But outside of that, yes, if someone makes a Fast and Furious movie, yes, they know they're going to make tons of back end and it's a no-brainer. And in this case, what I love about Danny's is such a fresh topic and people can relate throughout the world. To me, then it's nice. Not only someone getting their premium, but it'd be great. There's a good chance for upside. And if I'm being hypothetical, say, John, you give Danny $5 million. Well, to me, on the net profits, you'll be getting somewhere between 40 and 50% of those assigned to you because obviously you finance the film and that's how that would play out. So what happens is once the distributor's made whole, they get these overages or additional funds, it would filter back and you would get 40 to 50% of that pie. And the other 50% most likely will go to the actors want, the director, the writer, and that's how that kind of filters out.
If I gave $5 million, what would happen next?
Say you said, I'm going to do 5 million based on having this, the opening bell with this talent. We will still do our sales analysis, get those estimates. It has to be an educated decision, of course. And you have to know that it's, makes sense that we've done everything possible to get the maximum. And you'll see that first before any spending goes forward. But at that point, you have a full detailed budget. You have all the players in place. You know those numbers. And then you say, yes, we'll proceed. Once you do, those funds initially, for instance, could be used to escrow the talent. A lot of talent want that money escrowed before you even start production. So that's why it's a delicate line. You need the funds to secure the talent, and you need the talent to secure the funds. But again, we'll stop. If it doesn't make sense, we don't have to go forward. You can put it all together and say, wait, the sales don't make sense. The way the market's going, we won't do this. But at the point of go time and you're financing it, we know where everything's at. It's a smart decision of how you're proceeding.
Where will you find actors that can be traders or traders that can be actors?
Let's just say it's going to be filmed here, because Chicago it's the place to be. It has more traders per mile probably than Philadelphia and New York and the P-Coast. But just the word of mouth. And I could say, hey, get your trading jackets, come in. You could be extras. I'm not going to put a number on it, but I'd say it's going to be more than 10. I'll tell you that much. I would again say hundreds just to first of all, just to relive, just to be around people, the same people they were around all those years. I could see people coming from San Francisco where the P-Coast was to New York, the New York where the American was, and coming to Chicago just to be a part of it. So the only problem with that is they're all in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. So that's a huge problem. Okay, so now we do the little it's like you're cooking. You put a dash of that in, a dash of that.
How can people learn more about the movie?
Mogator, Mogator, Mogator Media Capital.com. I'm creating a niche in the entertainment world where the only genres for right now, doesn't mean down the road I'll be looking at different, but for right now, I'm only looking for financial genres from people from the floor, people upstairs, traders, even the kids, the millennials on down with the cryptos and Bitcoins. If they feel that they have the next Wolf of Wall Street, The Big Short, Dumb Money, I want to hear from them. In the upper right-hand corner, it says content, 5 seconds, fill out a form, set up a time to talk. The other thing I'm looking for are people that are interested in investing in the entertainment industry, not just my my genres right now. I mean, my movie and TV series right now, but just in general in the entertainment world. And if they have any interest in that, there's in the upper right hand corner, it says investors, another 5 second form to fill out. And believe me when I say it'll be worth your while to spend 15 20 minutes with me and how I can explain our business model when it comes to investing in the movie, TV, reality show, documentary world.
What is the probability of raising funds?
It's a tough question because a lot of people do approach with scripts, and often it is relationships and who you know to get in the door. And then, like you said, the hurdle of funding. And I think it does come down to relationships. But in this case, Danny's just such an exciting project. Every time I introduce it to him, he pulls them in. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I think that is a big factor to it. And it's who we know. I think so. I'm not going to tell people it's easy, and you have to stick to it. I mean, Danny's worked really hard for years on this, and people would be beyond thrilled to get to this point. And he really is at the precipice of just going. And I'm so excited for him because of what's gone into this and watching this whole evolution. Like, it deserves to be told. You feel the passion, like, from all of you. It's just great, and I think that will fuel it as well. But it's one thing telling people your idea and saying, okay, money. It's another to do the work, make a script the right way, get the budget. He's doing all the pieces that make it not just someone saying an idea. He's doing something about it. And that's the difference. And that's what makes a difference with getting the funding. And that's the team he's attracting. And I think that just dominoes in a positive way.
People don't call you to give you money. You got to call them, obviously, and then you got to wait. So I'm in the waiting game, but as you well know, one of the gentlemen I'm talking to out in the West Coast. Again, a big wig when it on the Pacific Stock Exchange back in the day, and so I'm talking to that gentleman, and then I've got a couple other that I'm just waiting to hear back from. So again, haven't been told no, but again, it's just the waiting game. So I've got plenty of time to discuss. And what I would do if someone said, Joe Blow came in and said, "Hey man, I like this idea. Can I learn more?" Well, first thing I do is I'll get him in with Michael. We'll do a Zoom call. Then he can ask all the questions he may like, and then we take him to the possibility with the director and the principals of Yale Entertainment, so he can again ask all the questions he wants, and then hopefully can see what I see and what Michael sees, that this is a ground floor opportunity, and it's just this can go in so many directions.